Hi, and welcome to another episode of Boozing with Boomers. I'm Dave, and I've been on a quest to learn how to make a great balanced cocktail, so please hit the subscribe button so we can go on this journey together. Based on the feedback and questions I got from the Manhattan episode, I thought it'd be fun to do a riff on the Manhattan and introduce you to Amaro. So today we're going to make the Black Manhattan, which is one of my favorite cocktails when I'm out and about. And it's also a great cocktail for red wine drinkers because there are layers of flavor with every sip. So what is an Amaro? Well, an Amaro is an Italian liqueur, bittersweet, aromatic, that is normally served as a digestif after a meal. They also have very secret family recipes. So there are literally dozens of Amari in Italy, but very closely held recipes that even the person that wrote the book Amaro, when he met with them and asked them to share their recipes, he was rebuffed every single time. So what we're going to do today when making the Manhattan is we're going to use Averna. In this one, the Black Manhattan, we're going to use Averna. And Averna goes back to 1868, but it actually goes further back, the recipe, to Benedictine monks at an abbey in Sicily. It just so happens that Salvatore Averna was a big supporter of the abbey and the local community, and to thank him, they bequeathed their secret recipe, which he then formed Averna, the company. Since 1868 has been providing this for us, but the recipe is still a family secret to this day. So the recipe we're going to use is from a bartender out in San Francisco at Bourbon and Branch in 2008, when Todd Smith made this the first time. It is 2 parts rye, 1 part Averna, and then 1 dash of orange bitters and 1 dash of Angostura bitters. Now, I normally use Reagan's bitters, but I'm running a little low on that, so I thought it'd be fun to change it up a little bit. I have never had Bitter Truth orange bitters with this cocktail, and Bitter Truth is a little bit spicier and a little more complex. So let's see how it does. So again, we start with our cocktail mixer, our glass, and we start with the least expensive of our ingredients. So it is 1 ounce of Averna, but I am making it for 2 people. It is then 2 ounces of rye whiskey. And I prefer Sazerac rye, but I also brought out here Rittenhouse rye, which is a 100 proof rye. Very good in this cocktail as well. I like the softer version of the Sazerac. And so that was 2 ounces each there. And then, because I'm doing 2 cocktails, I have to remember it's actually 1 dash per drink. So that's 2 dashes there. And then we'll take the Bitter Truth and 2 dashes there. And the other thing you'll notice with bitters is every bitter bottle comes out at a different flow rate. Don't worry about that. That's how they want it to be. So don't get concerned with trying to measure bitters. Just shake it out of the bottle as it comes. Now the other thing we've got to do is put this on ice. But before I do, I'm gonna take the glasses out of the freezer first this time, so that the ice doesn't melt while I'm getting them. So I'll be right back quickly. So we've got 1 for the boomer and 1 for my guest. So now we can add our ice to the drink. And as we learned last time, when you're stirring a cocktail, actually, make sure we got enough ice in there. When you're stirring the cocktail, it's about 30 seconds. You're doing the same thing with shaking. You're just trying to make sure that you're chilling it down. You're doing a little bit of dilution. But then again, I'm trying to count in my head 30 seconds, so please don't call me out if I'm off. What's great about this cocktail too, personally, if it's shaken, it's probably the worst thing you can do because it definitely over dilutes it. But if you under dilute this cocktail, you're just going to have a stronger flavor from the Amaro, and which I'm fine with. And you can experiment with that as well. Then we've got the strainer. And oh, by the way, this is called a Julep Strainer. All of anything that I've got here, you can get online. You can probably get it if there's a bar store, any fun stores near you. But anyway, the other thing I love about this is the famous cherries. So we'll pour that to my guest. We'll pour this for the boomer. Of course, we've got our, we've got the Luxardo Cherries. 1 for the guest, and of course, the boomer needs his. And what's great about being the bartender, I'm struggling here today. You can give yourself as many cherries as you want. So I like 2 cherries in mine. and let's see how I did. So what I like about this cocktail is the herbs, the botanicals, all of the different flavors, the layers of flavors that come from Averna hit you, and the whiskey kind of is that backbone in this drink. But I really like this a lot. So I hope you try this recipe, share it with your friends. Please share it with us, what you thought about the recipe, and let's hit like if you like this episode. Yeah, I'm having too good a time. Please, if you like the episode, hit like and subscribe so we can all go on this journey with boozing with boomers. Thanks and cheers.